So Valve, a video game company famous for some really popular games, Portal, Half-Life, has been not making really many games, just selling off their Steam store. And then they finally announced that they were making a new game. Everyone was excited, and it was Artifact, the digital card game. Yeah. It was met not so well.
Yeah, people were a little kind of, I don't want that. This is what I said exactly. And also it is based in the world of Dota.
Right.
Which is not something I have ever gotten my feet into. Have you at all dipped into that? Not
Nope.
even a little bit. So, but you are a League of Legends person in the same genre. Kind of.
Right.
So you maybe know a little bit about what that's
I can't wait for all the people to say, those are not the same.
Yeah, they're not the same. So, and just this week, they finally released some actual new details and let some members of the press get some hands-on time with the game, which is not going to be coming out until late in 2018 for the public. But there's some interesting new stuff about it. For one thing, it's not going to be free to play like Hearthstone and virtually every other digital card game has been. We don't know about any actual what the pricing will be yet, but that's something to consider. And in general, there's a lot of things that sound like that it makes it very different from other digital card games. There are 3 lanes that you're playing in at a time to play things into. You are going to start the game off with some creatures, or whatever they're calling them, heroes perhaps in this game, in those lanes already, so it really jumpstarts the game, it sounds like. There's less of an opening hand where you're really just like slowly putting stuff on the field.
Yeah, in addition, heroes will come in different colors. I believe 4 was the colors they actually chose to go with. And you cannot play a spell that in a lane that doesn't match the hero's color.
Right.
And possibly multicolored. I don't know if they
I don't know if they've talked about that yet or not, but yeah.
But there also is not a hand or deck limit.
Right.
Which is, depending on how the game works, could be a big deal or not.
Yeah, so you need to have, when you're building your deck, which is a thing, you have a minimum of 40 cards. But beyond that, there is no maximum, although I think there's a max of 5 heroes, I believe. But outside of heroes, you could throw whatever you want into that deck if it pleases you, which is kind of cool.
In addition, I did hear that they will be set rotation, which I've heard some people opinions on. Some people are angry because you have to pay for this and paying for new cards. Also, I'm not sure about this, but there doesn't sound like there's a trade system.
Yeah, it sounds like they said you will be able to trade and sell cards via their Steam marketplace.
Oh, so there is a trade system.
Yes,
okay.
that's what they said, but I don't know exactly how that's going to work, considering it's not a free-to-play game. So, like, what will the purchases be? You know what I mean? How much does that initial buy get you?
That's where I assume. Well, I'm assuming it'll go with it'd be like there'll be starter. You get starter decks, like when we played that VR game,
Dragonfront.
right? And then you buy packs.
So basically, it will work like a regular CCG in real life. Do you think?
And some people were really angry about that, especially the idea of set rotation, which is a little understandable because, especially if you haven't played a card game before, you're like, why should I buy packs if I know they're just going to be worthless in a few months? But if you've ever played a card game before that gets bigger than 1 or 2 sets, you realize it can get really stale, which is one of those things. Why set rotation exists.
Yeah, my thinking on that is if you're not into that, then you probably don't want to play this genre of game.
Right.
I feel like that's just part of the package.
That being said, I'm not giving Valve a pass here completely. I mean, this is obviously just like their first game in a while, and it's, in essence, it's a microtransaction. That's what Magic in these card games are. It's not a one-time buy. It's to keep paying you for cards. I mean.
Yeah, and I mean, you can take this with as big a grain of salt as you want, but they did try to stress that this would not be a pay-to-win game. That they're trying to make it supposedly that your deck will be viable without having to spend. Whoever spends the most money wins.
While that is possible, I mean, Magic, just because you have the most expensive deck doesn't mean you're going to win. Like, you love the time I beat a deck that was twice my cost. The truth is, odds are, this deck that's a winning deck, the card, especially if you have a singles market. I mean, you've already seen the badge market, like things going up and down in price, and Counter-Strike with the whole gun system. It will be not the straight pay to win is what most video game people think of when you say that, but it sort of will be. If there's a really good card that you can sell and trade on the market, you're going to see the value of that card jump up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of giving them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt right now because we don't know, we really don't know what's going to happen. But I mean, I hope they find a way. I mean, of course, yeah, if there's money involved in cards.
I mean, I don't.
To some extent,
it's not the worst. Like, there's so many worse ways pay to win. It's not literally because I paid $50, I get the super gun. It's more of just this is what happens in these kind of card market. I mean, there's people in Magic who buy cards solely as a stock market. They expect this card to go up in value or down in value, so they're buying and selling because of that.
Yeah. Well, let's backtrack a little to the game itself again, because there's some more interesting gameplay stuff that we didn't touch on yet. Like, unlike most of these card games where you have mana or energy and you can kind of do whatever you want. Like in this one, it's a back and forth. I play a card, you can play a card.
Right.
I play a card, you can play another card. So there's a lot more.
That actually reminds more of like some of the other games we've played, like Phoenix Born, or not Ashes.
Rise of the Phoenix Born.
Those games tend to be more back and forth.
Yeah, which I think is interesting and separates it from the pack a little bit. There's also a shopping phase. So if you're worried about spending money, no, you actually get in-game gold as you defeat enemies and stuff, and then you can spend it to upgrade your people mid-game.
Well, they were really, from what I can tell, they were really trying to make this is as if you're playing Dota, like this really trying to get all the mechanics that are in Dota in here. So like why it's a back and forth, because when you play, it's a real-time game like that, every second, every click that's the closest representation you could do of that. That's why there's a buying phase. I mean, the 3 lanes.
Yeah, right, of course, the lanes. They actually said that there could be things introduced in this game that are brand new that would later be introduced to Dota, and vice versa. So they're not necessarily going to take just things that already exist. There's going to be a lot of unique content.
Blizzard actually did that with their Dota league, I'm totally blanking, Heroes of the Storm, in which some Overwatch characters had skins from there that they took and brought 2 only from into the actual Overwatch game. I know there's a lot more skins. People are like, give us that one. So, I mean, that's a pretty obvious one. And plus, it's easier to play test an artwork or something in a card game.
So what is there a price that for you think would make you want to buy this game at launch?
Well,
or that you think would be enticing to most people?
No, I'm going to do enticing because I haven't played Dota. That's one of the things that's like I'm removed. Even like Magic the Gathering, I'm sort of pulling away from because I'm just sort of done with randomized packs. But I would say probably if a starting thing, and this is digital, not physical, it depends how many decks and cards you get. Like, I think I'd have to look at the old starting decks for Magic, not the new ones, because they actually made it so they have a lot of competitive cards in them. I think they ranged from I want to say 15. It's been so long since I bought one of those because, once you're into the game, you never buy the intro decks.
Right.
But since this is digital, I feel like maybe 10's pushing it.
Okay.
For a starter deck, I don't know. I just feel, especially on Steam where everyone's usually hold on. Wait until it's for $5, no more.
Yeah, my thinking, it's interesting you put it as a deck, which, I guess that would be fair. I don't know how much they're going to launch you with, but I was thinking $20 would be like a good, this is the game, you get enough stuff to play.
No, I mean, I'm assuming you got nothing but the starter deck. I mean, what it could be $20 is a starter deck, some packs. If you buy in the first month the special alternate artwork of insert hero.
Right, and we really don't have and we really don't know how they're
right. I mean, like you said, all the things we're comparing to are free to play.
Yeah.
So it's not like we can be like, oh, well, they made this much. How much did a group cost in the VR card game?
And Dragonfront, I think they might be free now, but I think they were, or more of them are. But initially, it was like 10 to 15 for a faction.
And that was in essence a deck.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that might be assuming it's just a deck, and maybe a free pack for the. I don't know. Did they even say they're going to use packs?
They have not talked about any of what that distribution will be like. I have to assume there's going to be packs because you can
if
trade.
you're selling or trading, there's no reason if it was a living card game style that you would want that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Oh man, you really need 4 more copies.
yeah, I don't think that will happen. But I mean, I definitely want to try it. I really like that. It sounds like it's very different from these other card games, if nothing else.
No, I mean,
and Valve have made great games, even though as a company I've been very pessimistic about them.
Right now my biggest thing is just not as much. I think it's terrible or I don't like Dota. It's simply just. Is this another rabbit hole I want to fall down?
Yeah, that's always the question, for sure. And Valve is very good, if nothing else, at rabbit holes. That's their forte.
Just wait until they introduce a new pack cards that don't give you new cards, but hats you can put on your cards.
Hats for your cards, hats. Yeah, well... We'll keep covering this. They are going to be releasing, I think, a beta later in the year, and leading up until that initial release.
Yeah, and if you get your hands on it, you'll let us know how you feel.
Yeah. Leave a comment if you have some idea about what you think. If you're a Dota player and you have feelings about this one way or the other, that would be very interesting. Mm-hmm. Or if you're a big hardcore person for Hearthstone or any of those other digital card games, would you jump ship to another game, so to speak? I don't know. Thanks for checking us out. My name is Jonathan.
I'm Will Keeler, and this has been Roll for Crit. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave some comments down below.
Yeah.